We have a Chase bank refusing to cash checks due to cash shortages. A teller admits that they are having banking issues. Is Chase Bank going to be the next bank to fail? Eggs are exploding upward in price all over the United States, and Ford and other car companies caught red-handed not making old vehicle parts anymore. They're trying to force everyone to buy brand new vehicles that are compliant. That and more on today's report. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your reports coming in from all over the world as well as all over the United States. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I don't usually say that because I hate it when channels do that, but this one time I will remind you to do that. It helps every time you hit that like button to get this out to more people. And if you're not subscribed, it is easy. It really helps out there too. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts get into physical gold, physical silver, physical platinum. You need a custodian to handle that for you because it's a retirement account. And Jonathan and his team are great folks. They can answer all your questions. There'll be a link at the end of the video to get some more info on that. You can move a portion of your money over. You can move your whole amount over, but you're buying physical metals. This is from Thomas. Went to Chase Bank today. This is what I'm talking about. To cash my check here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I always cash my check versus depositing it. The teller told me that they couldn't cash my check. Wait, what? What do you mean you can't cash it? But would deposit it instead. I asked what the problem was. They hem-hawed with excuses. I asked the teller if the banks are in trouble, and she acknowledged that they are in big trouble. Even the tellers can see the writing on the walls. We talked about how bad the economy, she didn't hold back, and how we are in trouble. Apparently, the teller is not paid enough to lie. So they'll read from the script when they have to tell you why they can't cash the check. But when you dig a little bit deeper, you might just find the truth. And thank you, Thomas, for doing that digging. Friends, keep checking out for the truth. Keep digging, asking questions when you can. When you see problems, ask someone who might have some information, because if you can share that with us, that keeps us all more informed. If you can pass that along to get tens of thousands of other viewers on this channel more informed, it is well worth your time to ask those follow-up questions. Robert says, in Northwest Washington, Walmart, 60-count eggs, $19.99, highest we've seen yet. Oregon, Washington, California, we're hearing that across the board. Prices of eggs are exploding upwards. That's $4 a dozen, folks. $4 a dozen. I would have just about a heart attack here if I had to pay $4 a dozen for eggs here. That was as expensive as they got during the crisis last year. And we're seeing that all over again. Consco says from Walmart in Omak, Washington. So it's not just one place. 60-pack eggs were $19.44. No kidding. Sugar, flour, and baking supplies were all completely full, but pasta was low. Soups were spotty. Bacon was on sale, probably to offset the cost of eggs. Those pig farmers are on it. Well, it just means the grocery store or the distribution doesn't want to hear it, so they're cutting some prices there to try to make up for it because they don't like hearing people complaining. They don't want Americans out on the streets protesting like the folks in Europe are protesting. This is a viewer from Northeast Ohio. Wife tried to find lighter fluid at 4 different stores. All said that they would not be in stock and were out until spring. We need to be careful about this, folks, right? Stuff that you need, things that you want to stock up on. There are seasonal items, and they just don't carry them anymore. We used to have lots and lots of little stores, and they used to carry stuff all year round. Maybe just one store carried that thing all year round, but now we have big box stores, and that's all we have, and all the big box stores agree we don't need lighter fluid in the winter. So if you're looking for it in the winter, tough luck. We're seeing that with a lot of other products as well. You try finding gardening stuff in the winter, can't do it. You try finding it in the fall, they don't have anything for you. Let me know what you guys are having problems finding because it's not seasonal. Because there's a bunch of things. Every time I try getting pool shock, you can't get pool shock out of season. And that's an important thing to have. If you're going to stockpile pool shock, make sure you're getting the right kind. Make sure that you are you know how to use it. And 3, make sure you know how to store it properly, because that stuff is nasty chemicals. Those chemicals are rough. You really need to be careful how you store that stuff. Diamond said, and if you're asking why would I want pool shock, if it's the right stuff, is the exact same thing that your water treatment plants are using inside the United States. Basically, it's concentrated powdered form bleach, and that's what they use at these wastewater treatment plants and also at your water treatment plants that goes into your tap. So that's the same chemicals. But like I said, it's nasty stuff to store. It reacts with just about everything. It definitely reacts with moisture, reacts with metal, it reacts with... It's rough to store. It'll melt through plastic. Diamond says, went to Walmart yesterday. I have more to say about that now. 1 pound bag will treat like 50,000 gallons of water. That number is probably off by a little bit. I forget, it's like 40,000 or whatever. But tens of thousands of gallons of water treated with a 1 pound bag of pool shock. So if you want to treat lots and lots of water, that is the best way to do it. Diamond says, went to Walmart yesterday in Brookings, South Dakota, and my gosh, it was out of so many things. Empty dairy and extremely low on eggs. That's in South Dakota. Only 2 egg cartons. First time seeing it this bad at this location. Egg shortages are spreading, friends. Not just the West Coast, but now South Dakota. You wait until you hear a couple more of these reports. Mellors says, from Cape Cod, 5 of my elderly clients have been waiting over a week for pain medication. They've run out. And high blood pressure medication. These are not things we should be running out of in the United States. This is just sad in the USA. It's very hard to watch them in great pain and worried that they have been forgotten by everyone. They can't even get the doctor to call them back. Most of them don't have the internet to get on my chart. That's an app, right? I had to write letters for them and drop them off at our local clinic. Still no response, and the pharmacy are no help. God bless America. Now, I'm not sure if that last bit is sarcastic or more of a heartfelt cry, but either one is appropriate, I think. Scott says, talking about the government wanting to register your garden. I remember the water company here in north central Louisiana, Sabine Water District 1, sent out a survey which asked a number of questions about your water usage, including do you have a garden or a swimming pool, and a number of other things. And if you didn't fill out the survey, they threatened to shut off your water. I figured that's one way for the government to find out who has gardens. What do you do in that situation? Let me know down in the comment section what you think. If you get a notice like that, do you err it? And do you fill it out wrong? Do you fill it out properly? Do you refuse to fill it out if they're going to threaten to shut off your water? What do you do in that situation? I know it's not a situation that we would really like to have here in the United States, but it is where we are. MC says, I live in rural Alaska, but on the road system, so not too rural, but along a road, right? Eggs yesterday were $18.59 for an 18 count and $34.99. So if you think it's bad on the West Coast, Alaska's got you beat all the time. $34.99 for the 5 dozen box at our local IGA. Yep, Alaska's always going to beat everybody at it. But one more report here on eggs. This is a viewer in Northeast Georgia. Eggs went from $8.49. This is for the 5 dozen pack, right? $8.49 to $9.49 to $10.49 to $11.49 to now $14.49. So not quite up to the $19.99 over on the West Coast, not nearly what it's like in Alaska, but almost $15 for 5 dozen packets, $3-ish a dozen for eggs in Northeast Georgia. So we just covered most of the country in the United States, and we're hearing that these egg shortages are really impacting egg prices across the country. Let us know if that's what you're seeing where you are as well. If you have an update, please just use the word update in your comment. You can put it on any one of the videos on this channel. It doesn't have to be an update video. That gets it to the right place, and give us some sort of geographical location. Focus on what's missing and on price increases if you want to do that, but those are less helpful. What's missing and things that you are hearing out there, people you've talked to, or if you have a workplace that's involved in the supply chain. Mary says, Louisiana, my husband's truck has been in the shop since December. They can't find parts. They said that Ford is no longer making parts for older cars. My friend told me that she couldn't get her Jeep into the shop. They told her that they don't work on cars that are 10 years old or older. Is anyone else having this issue? Has anyone else had a dealership or car shop turn them down because their car is too old? 10 years old, I mean, my car's just turning 10, and it's been having lots and lots of issues, but I haven't heard anyone say, like, we won't work on your car. So let us know, are you running into issues with them not making parts for your car anymore? Now, if you got like a 1970 something, that's understandable. Or a 1980 or even a 1990, I can understand. But anything beyond 2000, they should be still making parts, or there should be part companies making the parts, right? You think. But it seems like they're trying to, let's see here, guess lack of parts is one way to get us out of gas-powered vehicles. Not only gas-powered vehicles, right, into electric cars or whatever, but remember, older cars don't have GPSs on them. All the new cars have GPS locators on them. And starting next year, I think it is, they are also, in some states, going to be required to have remote shutoffs so that the police can push a button and turn your car off. Now, if the police can push a button and turn your car off, do you think hackers may figure out how to push the button? Do you think people hijacking your car might be able to figure out how to turn off your car? What happens if they set up an ambush by the road and start trying to switch people's cars off, and when you break down right there, they're ready for you, and you can't get away? I mean, there's so many different nefarious uses for that. And then in addition to that, all these new cars are less safe because they're compliant. They break with, a shopping cart hits them and you're out thousands of dollars for a bumper or a fender or whatever. It's absolutely ridiculous what they're trying to cram down our throats because the fuel efficiency is more important than even lives. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold about what you can do with your retirement account, there's a link right there. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.